Hello, I'm John Nebo and welcome to Mainline Bait's Carp Fishing TV and a bumper edition of Bait Focus. Why is it a bumper edition? Well, today we're going to take a look at two huge sections of the range, the high impact boilie range and the dedicated freezer bait range. Before we get started, I'd just like to say a big thank you to you guys for supporting the channel. It's been really cool to interact with you in the comments and hopefully we're helping a few of you catch a few more fish. So to show our appreciation and make this bumper edition even better, we're going to include a massive giveaway in this video. We're going to give one of you guys the chance to win a huge bait bundle that's going to include the two products that we're looking at today. So you're going to be able to win a 3 kilo bag of the high impact boilies along with hook baits and dip, as well as a 5 kilo bag of cell freezer bait boilies, again with some hook baits and a dip. And you know what? It's a bumper edition. So let's just make this a little bit better. I don't like the clutter that we've got around the studio at the moment. So a couple of weeks ago we were looking at the smart liquids. Let's put one of each of the smart liquids in the bundle as well. And you know what? We were looking at the new particles the other day too. So let's put a couple of those jars of particle into the mix. So make sure you watch to the end of the video for details on how you can win this huge bait bundle. Right, let's get started. First up, our shelf life range of high impact boilies, built upon a rich, high nutritional base mix used in combination with premium liquid additives and flavors. The result is a bait that's not only highly attractive, but also delivers a valuable food source to the carp. The high impact boilies are available in 8 different flavour options. You've got diamond whites, high leakage pineapple, spicy crab, banoffee, essential IB, salty squid, and we've recently added 2 new flavours to the range, fruity tuna and choco. Available in 15mm and 20mm sizes, all the high impact boilies are also available in a 1 kilo or a 3 kilo reseal bag. Now, as I've said, the high impact baits are our premium shelf life boilies. And what this means is they've had a small amount of preservative added to the mix as they've been made and been rolled, and then they've been air dried extensively so that they can be stored indefinitely without turning or going off. But this doesn't mean you shouldn't take some care when looking after these boilies. They need to be kept out of direct sunlight and kept in a cool, dark place. To complement the boilies, there's also a small range of hook baits available, pop-ups as well as balanced wafters in 12mm, 15mm and 18mm sizes. And if you like to boost the attraction of your hook bait or your boilies further, there's also a hook bait enhancement dip to match every flavour within the high impact range. Shelf life baits such as these are particularly handy if you haven't got the freezer space to store the dedicated freezer baits that we'll come to in a moment. They can easily be stored in a cupboard or your shed, garage, and then once you get on the bank, all you need to do is keep them in a nice cool place like a cool bag. And if you don't use all your boilies in one session, just reseal the bag and again keep them in a dark cool place and they'll be ready for your next session. This ease of storage is obviously really beneficial if you're on a long session in the UK or if you're heading across the channel or under it over to France for a week-long session. Like I say, just keep them cool, out of direct sunlight, and they'll last for as long as you need them. And that also means that they can make a really good backup bait to your freezer baits. Put a couple of bags in the motor, under the seat, in the shade, and if you're on a mega session, you're hauling, the last thing you want is to be running out of bait, and those couple of bags could be worth their weight in gold. If you're on a slower session, you don't need them, well, you can just keep them ready for your next trip. Next up, we have the dedicated freezer bait range of boilies, available in 5 different flavours. There's Activate, the ever popular Cell, the Hybrid, Essential Cell, and the Link. All these boilies are available in 3 different sizes, 10mm, 15mm, and 18mm. And dependent on how much bait you're planning on using, you can pick these baits up in 3 different size bags, a 1 kilo bag, a 5 kilo bag, and if you really want to go for it, a 10 kilo bag. To cover every presentation or fishing situation that you might face, there's also an extensive range of baits to complement the boilies. This includes some familiar hook baits such as pop-ups, and balanced wafters, but there's also some unique products such as the fluoro pop-ups, toppers, and the dumbbell hookers that make every option available to you. As well as the hook baits, there's also a range of liquids available to supercharge the attraction and match the flavour of your boilies. There's also stick and bag mixes, ground baits, and the superb response pellets, again that all match the flavour of your boilies to bulk out your feed and match that flavour and taste. And if you fancy making your own boilies or hook baits, you also find a range of frozen paste, as well as dedicated base mixes and activators that are used to make the boilies. This gives you options to make custom hook baits or custom sized boilies to use within your feed. As the name suggests, the dedicated freezer bait range needs to be stored frozen. And that is because these boilies are made up from two elements. The dedicated base mix consisting of proteins, fish meals and fatty acids used in combination with the activator, a blend of liquid attractors that include active ingredients. And it's keeping the baits frozen that prevents these active ingredients from being triggered prematurely before you get to the lake. Once you get to the lake and you're on the bank, these boilies do require some care. The first thing you need to do is transfer the boilies from the plastic bag that they come in into an air dry bag or an airflow bucket. This allows air to circulate around the baits and dry them out, removing any moisture that could trigger the active ingredients contained within the bait. These active ingredients are designed to react in water, but there is enough moisture within the atmosphere, especially on a hot and sticky day, to trigger these active ingredients while you're on the bank. So it's vitally important that you dry out your baits so that they stay in top condition throughout your session. So like I say, add them to an air dry bag. I like to use the airflow bucket simply because I can snap on the lid and put it in the outer bucket during the night, so I know that no rats, vermin or anything like that is going to be pecking away at my boilies while I sleep. Once air dried, your boilies can be kept like this indefinitely, but you will notice that they will harden and shrink a little as they dry. Now, if you don't want to use your boilies like bullets, there's a simple process called rehydration to put that moisture back into the bait. All you need to do is transfer your air dried boilies to a bucket and then take one of the liquids available matching the flavour of your boilies. I like to use the activator simply because that's the liquid that's used in making the boilies, but you can also use the hook bait enhancement system or one of the stick mix liquids. Simply pour or squirt a little of your chosen liquid over the boilies, give them a shake, roll around in the bucket until they've all got an even coating of liquid. Now this is enough liquid to begin the rehydration process and your boilies still maintain a firm texture. But if you would like your boilies to have a softer texture, even a mushy texture, then simply add a little lake water to the bucket or mineral water if you're doing this process at home. The boilies will draw in all this water along with your liquid additive to become soft and supercharged with food source attraction. The combination of these active ingredients with the high nutritional values contained within the base mix means that you've got a boilie that will provoke an instant feeding response, but will also work over the long term as well. These boilies can be used the whole year through. They're not negatively affected by water temperature. The only thing that you might want to do is lower or raise the amount you use dependent on the situation and the appetite of the fish. This means that if you're fishing day ticket lakes, for example, you can be confident that that bait is going to start working for you as soon as it hits the lake bed. But if you're more of a campaign angler, perhaps you've joined a club lake or a syndicate and you're looking for success over a long period of time, a food source bait can be an absolute edge. The more you apply these food source baits to a lake, the more confident the carp become in eating them. They'll actually see it as part of their daily diet and a safe meal. They might even be searching the lake out trying to find these baits, which significantly raises your chances of getting a bite, and it will certainly add more consistency to your catch rate. Of course, there's lots of different ways that you can apply these boilies to complement your approach. Perhaps a little handful of chop baits to set a trap in the edge. Counter potting baits, short range, where you want to be stealthy and not having the disturbance of a spawn. Of course, you are able to make a mix of boilies and spawn it out to a tight area. In contrast to a tightly baited area, perhaps you're looking for a wider spread of bait. Using a throwing stick is a brilliant tool for this, forcing the carp to move greater distances between each mouthful. They grow more confident as they do so, and it's a superb tactic for trying to trip up pressured and wary fish. For me, perhaps the greatest benefit of using and choosing a boilie is the confidence that goes along with that. When you keep to a flavour label, you take that confidence that you gain in catching carp through the better months, through spring, summer, autumn, you take that into the harsher winter months. So when it's dark, cold and bleak, there's not much activity on the lake, you can remain confident that should a carp come along, that bait is going to work for you. And trust me, at this time of year, having this level of confidence is the biggest winter edge you can have. So there you go, the high impact boilie range and the dedicated freezer bait range. Everything that you need for catching carp throughout the year and whatever your style of approach. Okay, so now the part that you've all been waiting for, your chance to win 3 kilos of these high impact boilies along with 5 kilos of the dedicated freezer bait range, hook baits, dips, smart liquids, particles, a huge bait bundle as a huge thank you from us. To enter, simply go over to our Facebook page where you'll find a post and a link to this video. Like and share that video and write your name in the comments box on Facebook for your chance to win this fantastic bait prize. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. If you don't subscribe to the channel yet, I strongly urge you to hit that subscription button below. There's going to be loads more giveaways on the channel yet and you don't want to miss out on any of them. If you'd like to watch some in-session fishing utilising these boilies, I'll leave a link to that playlist here. And if you'd like more information and more bait focused videos, I'll leave a link to that playlist here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.